Hopefully it loads. Okay, it is loading. Good. Alright, so top right, we have our legendary orc player, the Mexican hitman. It's Lucker. Okay. And at the bottom left, our undead player, it is Ember. And looks like Ember seems to be going a fast DK build. So late crypt, which is actually very interesting against orc right now, because I think generally the meta is to play fast fiends, unless of course you're still a crypt lord player. But to go fast DK, that's I feel like that's a lot less common now. But it's probably a metagame against Blade Master, I guess. Because generally you want fast fiends, because they're usually facing Farseer, right? But since Lucker plays Blade Master, I guess that's why Ember is going for the fast DK. So graveyard on the way. This should fit a ziggurat. However, honestly, it looks almost kind of small, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's only 2 squares, in which case he was supposed to chop this tree. I don't know. Yeah, shop coming on the way, so Lucker will be taking 1 camp first, grabbing his healing, and then likely heading out towards the undead. Ember, on the other hand, picks up his skellies, takes out the peon, and will also be creeping the same camp on his side. And we should see a tech coming out now from Ember, I believe. He seems to have forgot. Okay, there we go. I mean, not really late, but you know, a couple seconds. Gets claws, that'll be good for the Lich later. Blade Master on the other hand, gloves of haste. I mean, good. I think generally you want flat damage added, but attack speed is of course also good in the long run. Should see another ziggurat coming next here. Fiend on the way. And the Acolyte is also alive, so Ember knows that Lucker must most likely either went to his side or is creeping the shop. But Ember does not see him. And where did he get level 2 up? Oh, he was creeping this. I don't think he lost a ghoul, right? Yeah, no ghouls lost. Yeah, nice little split creeping here. This is going to be a lot of XP on this DK. I believe you generally want to be keeping tabs on the DK better with the Blade Master. You know, putting damage on him. But Ember's done a good job of this split creeping and not getting caught out by the blade. And Lucker over here wandering around trying to figure out where he's at. And now some of this comes down to that peon loss at the start. Losing that peon means Lucker does not have vision in this whole area of the map anymore. And we're going to see a burrow canceled right away. Might even get a peon kill, but we'll have to invest the coil, and he does. So very good start for Ember so far. His DK is a little bit low on health, but overall, pretty good start for him. He is nearing level 3. That burrow cancel will help. Lucker actually has a lot of gold. He's not building any grunts for some reason. Okay, now he's building 1. But that means once his tier 2 is finished, and his second grunt is only just starting to build. Which means his second hero won't have much to creep with. Unless he like creeps with his blade as well. So quite interesting start so far for the orc side. Ember on the other hand He's done pretty solid. He didn't have backpack, so there should still be an item here. Yeah, he's got some good items to pass over to his Lich later as well. Now Lucker looking to take over the shop camp from Ember's side. And he will get sentry wards, which honestly is pretty good. Like if he pops one somewhere around here and spots when the undead creeps this with their, like his Lich or something, that can end up being a huge creep jack later. Potentially, of course. Same with having a ward around here to spot the lab. But right now, Lucker seems kind of lost on where Ember is or where he should be going. His blade is blocked by the ziggurats. There's almost these trees. The ghouls managed to not chop these two and keep it blocked. And Lucker's kind of stuck here, not doing much. Still holding the sentry wards as well. Ember already reached level 3. Has his Lich out with frost armor. I would say this is looking pretty good for the undead. The orc hasn't got much done with his shadow hunter yet. Still no XP, which is not what you want. Third grunt only just came out as well. Blade will be arriving shortly, but with frost armor it is going to be a bit hard to kill much of this stuff. However, the blade can put in quite a lot of damage because it is level 3. Windwalk about to run out. What are you gonna do, Lucker? Looks like he's just content running away for now. Coil coming out on the Shadow Hunter. Would like to see a Hex and Salve. He does Hex and Salve. So Shadow Hunter will be safe, but very low. And we might even see another coil coming out just to cancel the healing. Or maybe the skeletons will do so. Nice little block by the grunts there. But it will eventually get cancelled. However, he did get most of the healing he needed. Chop about to die, picks up a heal potion. And Lucker feeling a little cornered already. Not a great start so far for him. However, he has reached tier 3, but he didn't manage to get the Orb of Lightning before the shop died. So that is quite awkward. Undead, on the other hand, nearing tier 3 as well. We got a Wyvern out, and I do not believe there is web yet. X coming out on the Fiend. That one will drop quite low, but Coil comes out to save it. And Ember looking to just focus down this grunt right now. Lucker will manage to get this. Oh, he does not. Another Coil comes out. Long range Coil. And a grunt dies in return. This frost armor putting in work right now. Lucker just doesn't have enough to track down units. No raiders, no ensnare. And honestly, he just hasn't produced much. Getting that burrow cancelled earlier. Producing his second and third grunts late. Really set him behind quite a bit. So Ember in a great spot right now. Pit Lord out. He doesn't actually have much wood because he just put up a temple. But you know, for like 25 wood, 50 gold, he can purchase backpack if he'd like and get that orb on his Lich. More than likely, he will just dive burrows, try to get 1 or 2, and then TP out though, pick up the orb, and then potentially come back. Or honestly, he might just win here. Like, Lucker's army is really small, and he's not really building anything. I don't really know why. There's a shop coming along the side, TC on the way. But he seems hesitant to build any raiders or grunts or anything. Headhunters. Lucker sitting on 700 gold. Finally decides to make a Kodo. But this this undead army is just continuing to knock on his front door, and I don't know how he's gonna stop this. No reinforced defenses. And not much production coming out. He will have an Orb of Venom now, which will help greatly. He would have liked to get this earlier before the shop got killed. But this Orb of Lightning Can definitely still put in work, especially against this frost armor. Might be able to start going for these statues too. And this is likely the scenario where Ember is going to have to TP out soon. Maybe. I mean, he might be able to still just fight and win this. Kodo dropping quite low quite quickly, even without Orb of Corruption yet. And it will go down without eating anything. Lucker doing what he can to focus down these fiends. His army, however, is still quite small. Does get one fiend eventually. Oh, might be able to... Nice purge on this fiend and hex on the other. But Coil coming out to save the one. And he just doesn't have, you know, raiders or anything to take out the other. So Ember still managing to keep most of his supply alive. Banshees have arrived on the scene as well. Lich has about one more frost armor for now. And yeah, so it is going to be that sort of TP timing where he felt like he got enough done here. He actually took down the barracks, the shop. Might have killed a burrow at some point, or at least canceled one from building. And yeah, now he TPs, picks up his orb finally. He's still at 49 food, and we might see him either creep a little and then break up to like 60 to 70 food, or he could even just go right back across again with the Orb of Corruption. Looks like he is going to creep a little though. Likely wants to aim for that like 433, 432 hero levels if possible. His DK is getting quite close to level 4, has a greater heal potion which will be insanely good. Because one of the ways for Lucker to get back in this is to focus that DK, but with a greater heal potion, it's not that feasible anymore. We have double Kodo coming out for Lucker, which obviously can be good if they get some eats off and he's able to disengage. But oh man, those Kodos will die very quickly if he's not careful, because the Fiend Focus Fire plus Orb of Corruption and these Lich items can take it down very quickly. He actually passes the greater healing over to the Pit Lord, which I strongly disagree with. I'm not really sure why it's on the Pit Lord. Like you have a Death Knight and coils for a reason, but I mean he can always just pass it back to the Death Knight later. I think generally for your second and third heroes as Undead, that's where you want like your invulns, but your actual heal potions you want on your Death Knight, right? Because during the invuln you can like coil them and heal them up that way. But your Death Knight, you know, he doesn't get those coils because he's the one coiling. Okay. So Lucker scouting him out, but Lucker's still at very low supply, 44 food, producing one wyvern. Barracks only just coming up now. He just really doesn't have much. He hasn't even purchased, you know, a Great Hall or anything. Whereas Ember did what I said. He was just creeping a bunch, getting his levels up, banking on 50 for a tiny bit, and then pushed right to 60, 70 food. And this 64 supply push with Adept Banshees, oh man, Lucker's not in for a good time. He's trying to do what he can, focusing this Fiend. Gets a nice purge out on that Frost armor. But these Kodos have to stay very far in the back. They did get a couple eats off on Fiends. That's definitely what he needs. But these Undead hero levels at 432, the Focus Fire is really strong. One Kodo goes down. The other Kodo might be the next, or he's going to take out the Raider first. Maybe the TC next. TC dropping low. Does have an invuln. Should pop it in a second. Very close, 15 HP, but does get the invuln off. But now the Kodo going to get focused. Couldn't get into his base because it was somewhat blocked off. I mean, I think there's a gap here, but just kind of dance around. And yeah, this Undead army is huge. There's already 4 Adept Banshees, triple statue, and like 7 Fiends. Oh no. Yeah, Lucker didn't manage to get much of anything done there. 433 heroes now for the Undead. Still a greater mana potion and a greater heal. this is this is kind of over. But Lucker's gonna take one last little fight, try to pick off what he can. But the curse on the Blade Master, he's missed 4 out of 5 attacks on this statue. And now he just has to run. Like, he did all that with his 3 heroes just to get 1 statue, and now Ember's just continuing to take out his base. So, not the greatest game 1 for Lucker, but he still wants to fight a little bit here at the end, and we'll see if he can turn it around in the next game. But this one, I don't see any hope left for this one. This is a scary force. Cannot fight the Scourge like this. Oh, Lucker's lagging. He's pulling the plug. Oh no.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, he realizes there's just no way back. But he did what he can to fight there at the end. You know, he finally got his orb, his triple hero, but there just wasn't much army behind it. And we have Amazonia for our second map. This is an interesting choice. I feel like you would like this map as ORC, because you can kind of corner the undead all the time, creepjack them everywhere. But we'll see how it goes. And booster loading. Booster, where? Oh, did I not turn? Oh, I didn't even turn it to be visible. I had booster on, but I forgot to turn it to be visible. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Well, it's on now. So now you get booster. Sadly, it wasn't on last. Well, I mean, it was on, but it wasn't visible, so that sucks. Okay, we have the same build for Ember, fast DK. And Lucker looking to also do the same, I believe, with Blade Master Grunts. He is. Do we see a forward shop, or is this a scout peon? Scout peon. So no shop yet, but we'll likely see one, I assume. And he will probably go for creeping at the start, I would think. But yeah, so far, same thing as the first game. And it will be up to Lucker to change things around with his game plan. Maybe he wants to keep tabs on the DK a bit better this time. Put some more damage on him. We do have his shop coming out. And Ember doing rude things, putting a little bit of damage on this shop. Like, seriously. So rude. Oh, and Lucker's actually going to go aggressive. So he does put out the shop, but he is just going to come across the map. However, his peon did not see a DK, so he knows the DK went to the other side.
A player's force.
Maybe Lucker's still going to creep. Okay, so he's going to creep. He's just going to go for the trolls rather than something like the wizards. Picks up dust, no circlet. And both sides going for the trolls at the start. Ember already taking out the level 4 troll. Cloak of Shadows, not what you want to see. Slippers for the DK, also not what you want to see. Second burrow coming out. We'll see if Lucker can queue up his second and third grunts a bit faster this time as well. Last game, when his tech finished, he only had his first grunt still and like 1,000 gold, which was not intended because he did queue up 2 grunts after. Level 2 for the undead already. Actually getting some really good creeping done. This is a very risky camp because if you get spotted here, I mean, Blade Master attacking you and then these bash kobolds, can really put in some damage. But it looks like Lucker is mostly content to just creep himself. So, very passive playstyle. Rather than keeping the DK low health and kind of cornered in his base, Lucker prefers to just creep up himself. We do see him level 2 already. Maybe he can get a better item this time.
A player's forces are under attack.
Fiend's queued up. But I think Ember is going to be happy with this. Like, his DK is half health, half mana. But in return, he's got a lot of creeping done. Just for the cost of a Rod of Necromancy. So, as an Undead, if you're almost level 3 already versus an Orc, I think you're kind of happy about that. Because getting that level 2 coil online as soon as possible is very crucial in the mid game at keeping all your Fiends and your Lich alive. Lucker is going to go for the camp, even though Ember did spot it with a Skelly. Picks up the Troll, but he will have to speed scroll out, and he's going to lose a Grunt here. One Grunt will go down for sure, I think. Well, oh, he tried to coil something else. He still has his coil though, right? Yeah. One Grunt down. Second Grunt going to fall. Oh my god. Lucker's collapsing. Second Grunt goes down. Oh my god. Oh, you hate to see it, dude. Oh. Lucker. No. Oh my god, this Grunts. That's 3 Grunts down. Troll Berserker half health. And this Shadow Hunter is not going to have a fun time when his only companion is the blade and he can't creep anything. Oh no. Ruined Bracers. Actually good item for the blade, but needs to be a lot careful not to take too much damage on this troll. Okay, there we go. But this is a very uphill battle now for Lucker. I am not sure how he's going to attempt to turn this around, but we shall see. Tier 3 on the way for Ember. Blade just kind of poking around here, but not going to accomplish much. This DK is already level 3. Blade has very little army support. Shadowhunter cannot creep like anything. Like really though, you just can't creep anything. You're just kind of stuck here. We do see some raiders on the way this time. Extra grunt produced since he lost 3 already. And Frost Armor Lich already out. And Ember feels really confident now, just going to creep right in front of the level 3 blade. And he can feel confident. There's just not much Lucker can do at this point. He needs to somehow build up an army, get some levels on his Shadowhunter, and then likely do some hero focus later. He is going to try to poke with his army here, but I mean, there's just not much. And against Frost Armor, you can't do much. He is going tier 3, looking at the Orb of Lightning, but his tier 3 tech is way behind the Undeads. Rough situation for him. Okay, Ember will finally take out this creep. Lucker gonna go across to the Undead's gold mine. Getting a good consumable here can make a big difference. But will it be big enough? I don't know. We shall see. Ember, on the other hand, should be nearing level 4 too pretty quickly. Might need, one more camp, but crucial level ups. Unlocks Nova, unlocks likely level 2 Unholy Aura in his situation, but can also go for Death Pact if he was scared at all. Temple already on the way as well. He even has this camp to fall back on if he ever gets pushed back towards his base. But yeah, he's kind of in a commanding position right now. Dark Ranger picked up third this time instead of the Pit Lord. I mean, I guess Dark Ranger's fine. I'm not actually sure what the meta pick is for third against Orc if they go Blade Master like this, because not many Orcs go Blade Master these days. I assume Dark Ranger works fine, but I think, you know, Pit Lord can be pretty good, of course. Pal has a lot of value. He's another tank up front, which helps a lot when your backline is just a bunch of fiends. Okay, we see a nice little pull here from Lucker. And if he can get this, that would be huge, but at the same time, his army is mostly his blade right now, so it will still take quite a while to actually kill this. But very nicely done, doing what he can. Actually has 2 berserkers, which you know, probably not ideal, but you do what you gotta do, I guess. Oh, Blade Master! He panic windwalked. He was also trying to watch his berserker. Oh no. But he gets claws plus 12. That's definitely one way to make something happen. But Burrow is going to get picked off. TC is on the way already though, and he can pick up the orb before the shop dies. However, his blade is like half health. He had to sell the ring just to buy an item. Goes for the potion of mana, although he might have actually wanted the potion of healing over that. Not sure. I mean, he can still heal wave with the mana, but this is rough. Okay, TC's out. This is your time. This is your time, Lucker. See a stomp coming out, but it's okay. Decent stomp, going for a fiend, but this TC already almost dead. See if this blade can get some sick crits off. He does have claws plus 12, rune bracers if he ever gets focused. So that would be the ideal here for Lucker, is if Ember goes for the blade, but it looks like Ember's going to go for the TC instead and take out the units. Very good choice by him. Lucker with a little bit of lag problems, but I think this situation's looking bad for Lucker regardless of the lag. And yeah, this is we'll see if the blade can get some masterful crits here right at the end. But Shop is dead. He has no salves. Shadowhunter hasn't reached 3, so the heal wave is only level 1. This is rough. Kodo gets picked off. Ember pushing above 50 food, and Lucker down to 33 with 11 of that 33 food in production. So yeah, just not a good situation for Lucker here. We will likely see him go in once more, try to pick off probably banshees and statues real quick, but unless he gets a lot of crits in a row with these claws, I don't know how he's gonna do this. We'll see what he tries. And he is going to go for the banshees and statues. Might be able to get an eat off on this fiend to limit the army a bit. One banshee, it does go down. Statue going next, but Raider gets picked off in return. TC still has a stomp, but is getting focused at half health already. Ember, full mana DK with a Sobi mask as well. Like, oh no, how do you fight 375 mana DK with Sobi mask and statue? That is a lot of coils still to come. This TC is basically dead whenever he shows up in the fight. Just Nova coil. Okay, we see Lucker engaging once again. Actually gets a couple crits. The statue dies really quickly when he's getting these crits. 230 damage crits with just level 2 crit. So, you know, he hits pretty hard. He just doesn't have enough army to back it up. Lost way too much in the early game when those 3 grunts were picked off. Burrow going down. And still hasn't managed to get salves. He does have a shop up now. and might be able to sneak in here and grab some if he wants. But trying to shrink this undead army, proving to be a very tough task for him. Might see him go for another Banshee here. Actually goes for the Lich. If he gets a Hex out, with a Hex maybe there was a chance, but yeah. It was just a bad situation from the start for Lucker when Ember cryptjacked him at the top left. Very rough. And so Ember takes the 2-0